Okay, so basically, when people say like, or when you hear in movies those sayings of like, imagine a world, or in a world where, or it starts off like with that imaginary perspective, right? Um, so how is that created, right? So this is important to understand, not for to blame or to blame anybody, right? Or to find the culprit, but just so that way we understand like the concept of that type of thinking, right? Of how that type of thinking unfolds in the sense of like, let's just say a tragedy occurs. Let's say it's small or big, right? Let's say it's a death in your family, or it's a tragic event, right? Um, like one of those big events is tragic, right? So the thing is that in that, your our brain, something happens to our psychology to where we're either going to be, we they basically, that's where they enslave us, right? So that's where the trauma gets so psychologically deep that they can enslave us. And it happened because of that patriotic spirit. People go out and commit atrocities based on whatever patriotism or whatever nationalism that they are, indoctrinated with or hypnotized to at the time. And that in itself locks them into this like unforgiving matrix where they're constantly going to hold what you did against you, right? And then you have the next generation come up, and then you have another tragic event happen, whether big or small. But if they don't control themselves at that moment, so that's where that movie thinking comes in, like in a world and imagine a world or this and that. So that way, when people experience traumatic events, no matter how big or how small, they can always remember the values that got us to where we were at before those events happened. So we always remember. And everything else, guys, is just to make money. And to me, it's just like profit and people's dramas and, this and that. So, and then from there, guys, you got to think about how you have regular like citizen law, like how you and me probably we just go about our day and just go to work and stuff. But then you also have the Black's law, and where people are very like playing kingdoms and knights and all kinds of crazy storylines that a regular guy like myself does not really understand. And it was expected to me to understand that in high school, and I think that's why I get so much backlash and targeted whatever. So thank